Hey besties, just wanted to put a little trigger warning on this episode just to be safe. In this episode we talk about serial killers, so obviously there's some like graphic content kind of. There's mentions of like sex offenders and just all kinds of stuff. So if any of that is triggered is if any of that is triggering to you, this is your warning. Don't watch the episode. Otherwise, I hope you enjoy. Hey, besties!
We back at it again.
You sound so tired. You don't have to be quiet.
I'm tired.
Oh, my
I was in
apologies.
bed by this time.
You were out by this time. So, for this episode, we're going to talk about serial killers.
Specifically Ted Bundy.
Specifically, yeah. What?
Why would you correct me like that?
I wasn't correcting you. Did I? My apologies. That was not the
We
point.
can get beanbags at Walmart tomorrow.
We can get beanbags at Walmart tomorrow. And then we can start the new setup, kind of. Mom has to clean that room out.
Oh, what?
Still.
What's in that room?
The floor is nasty.
We can do that tomorrow.
We'll figure it out. Today we're going to talk about serial killers. This feels weird without a camera. I don't know what to do.
It's kind of comfy at the same time.
It is really comfy.
Clothes.
Yeah, we put on our PJs. I got my holy t-shirt on. Not holy religiously.
It's not even Sunday.
It's not even Sunday. So, yeah. I guess, are we going to talk about, like, what are we going to talk about serial killers?
Well, you said, like, what's your
What's my what?
What's your question that you have on there?
My question? Oh,
Yeah.
This comes from my bestest friend in the whole wide world, my soulmate, shout out. She wanted us to talk about this question. Would you have gotten into Ted Bundy's car?
Yes.
That was
Hands down.
no hesitation.
Hands down.
A yes
He's
from
hot.
Colby.
He's hot. Ted Bundy was fucking... I would let him...
I'm just going to remind you
do
real quick.
some-
I'm just
yes.
going to remind you real quick. Our parents are going to watch this podcast.
Okay, I'm sorry, moms, but, like, I'd let Ted Bundy do some horrible shit to me, even if I
Ted
die after.
Bundy. Did you... I mean, okay, in his old age, he kind of looks like my math professor.
Don't you even say that. That's mean to Ted Bundy.
Oh, I was going to say, have you seen my math professor?
Yeah. But,
Yeah.
like, in his younger years, he
In
was
his younger years, yeah, he did.
fucking hot.
He was pretty hot. Speaking of Ted Bundy, have you watched the movie on Netflix?
No.
Oh my god, what is it called? It's got like a really long title. Hold on, I'm looking for it. But it had Zac Efron in it, and it was a really good movie. And Zac Efron played an amazing Ted Bundy.
Question is, would you talk to Jeffrey Dahmer?
The movie was called Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil, and Vile on Netflix.
No, I don't watch that.
It's a good movie. I recommend it. It's about Ted Bundy.
You and I watch movies together.
I know we do. But I'm recommending it for everyone else. Jeffrey Dahmer. Hold on. I know like a little bit, but I don't know a lot. So let me just...
We're using Google.
Yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer. I know he was the one that ate people, right? And like skinned them and stuff.
I don't know.
Jeffrey Lionel Dahmer, also known as the Milwaukee Cannibal or the Milwaukee Monster, was a convicted American serial killer and sex offender who committed the murder and dismemberment of 17 men and boys between 1978 and 1991. Interesting.
I think he raped them.
Yes, he did. There's a couple movies about him too. Zombies, A Living Story, and Cannibal. So, what was your question? You asked me something about Jeffrey Dahmer.
Would you talk to Jeffrey Dahmer?
No. Looking at the pictures, I know I use this reference a lot and you haven't seen this, but he looks like the guy from The Lovely Bones that rapes and kills the little girl. So, no, I would not talk to Jeffrey Dahmer. Oh my god, I wonder if that's, like, intentional. Now that I think about it, because he rapes and kills the little girl. I'm gonna have to put a trigger warning on this podcast episode.
Yeah.
Trigger warning for crude language? I don't know.
There's Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper. What are some like staple serial killer names that are like you talk about all the time?
The Zodiac Killer.
The Zodiac Killer.
Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper. Ted Bundy.
H.H. Holmes.
Dahmer. John Wayne Gacy is one that I've been seeing a lot lately.
Yeah.
Which I know I've heard of him, but I don't know exactly what he did. Do you?
No.
John Wayne Gacy. John Wayne Gacy was an American serial killer and sex offender known as the Killer Clown, who assaulted and murdered at least 33 young men and boys. I have heard of him.
Yeah, like he used to. That's the reason why I'm afraid of cows.
Cows?
Clowns. I
Clowns.
love cows. Cows are my favorite.
Yeehaw. Oh my god, he is terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
John Wayne Gacy.
He is. Stop showing me that shit. I'm sleeping tonight.
You
You already made it out of 2 life or death situations
I
today.
know. Today was a trip. I'm just gonna look up serial killers.
Jack the Ripper from August 7th.
Serial killers in PA. Now that's
Let's
interesting.
not.
Let's.
From August 7th from
There's not a lot.
August 7th to September 10th in 1888, Jack the Ripper terrorized Whitechapel District, London's East End. He killed at least 5 He killed people in unusual manners, indicating
Why
that
did you say it like
indicating that the killer had knowledge of the human anatomy. Jack the Ripper was never captured and remains one of the world's most infamous criminals. I can't speak.
So this is an interesting question. Which state do you think produces the most serial killers?
Texas.
Is that your final answer?
Ding ding. Arkansas.
No, but you're close. It does start with an A.
Alabama.
No. I'll give you one more.
Arizona.
Alaska.
No, it doesn't.
Proportional to its population, Alaska is without a doubt the most popular state among serial killers, with 15.65 serial killings per 1 million inhabitants. A total of 51 serial murders took place in Alaska between 1900 and 2014, with more than half of those occurring between 1980 and 1990.
Don't move to Alaska. Got it.
That's really shocking, actually. Because I feel like you never hear shit about Alaska. Like, you never hear anything about Alaska.
It's because they're cold.
I know. Like, nothing happens in Alaska.
That was right.
You think it's just... I think it's just empty land. In my mind, like,
no,
there's nothing
not
up
just
there.
Empty land.
There's like people? 2 people that live there.
No. There's like people.
I know there's
native... See,
like
Alaska
a whole community.
treats their native people a lot better than what the actual state does. States.
I think it's funny that Alaska is a state in the U.S. I never have equated it to being a state.
It's a state.
In my mind, it's like its own. It's just Alaska.
No, it's Hawaii.
Oh, Hawaii is also its own place in my mind.
Puerto Rico?
Its own place in my mind. I understand that like it's territory that we own.
Well, the only thing that we own, territory-wise,
is Puerto Rico.
I
know, but like just
which
in my
is
head, they're
up.
Not like We won't get into that, but we don't have time to unpack all of that. But yeah. I think that was really interesting. Alaska's number 1. Nevada's number 2.
Pennsylvania's probably like 6.
Nevada has the second highest rate of serial killings in the United States. Among its 12.19 per million inhabitants, there have been 98 serial murders since 1900, with 33 committed in the 80s. What the fuck was up in the 80s? That, like, they just had serial killers
They're
everywhere.
on drugs all the time. That's what the 80s was.
Yeah,
like...
you're right. Florida's number 3. Not that shocking. California's number 4. I'm assuming this is a top 10 list. Washington is number 5.
Figured.
Oregon is 6. Louisiana is 7th. And that's it. They don't give a fuck about the other 3. So Louisiana's in last place with 276 or 7.35 per million inhabitants serial killings. From 1989 to 2014, Louisiana averaged 13.7 murders per 100,000 inhabitants, more than double the national average of 6.6. I guess that's kind of fitting because then it says that the city's traditions consist of witchcraft, voodoo, and general paranormal activity, so that kind of makes sense.
But generalizing.
I am generalizing. I apologize. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know shit about any states, so. But there's like no serial killers from PA.
Good.
Pennsylvania tied to 2 infamous serial killers. Let's see who they are. Jack the Ripper?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
He didn't just fuck with England. He fucked with the United States, too. Well, the colonies. I think at the time where he was doing his shit. Whoops.
Whoops. What, because you cursed?
Yeah.
We curse all... Oh, I guess we don't really curse here. Interesting. So it just says that he had a connection to PA while he was in London.
So somebody who killed people in Pennsylvania
Was doing it under his name.
Good.
That was it. This just talked about Jack the Ripper. We live in a boring state.
No, we don't.
We kind of do.
No, we don't.
I'm pretty bored of it here. After today's adventure, I'm pretty bored of it. I don't know. I mean, like, we were talking about this earlier. We have a lot of history stuff, like Gettysburg and all of Philly. As much as I hate being in Philly, there's so much history there.
There's history out towards here, too.
I know, I'm trying to think.
So, like, Elvira.
Where
we just were there today.
We were there
which
today.
Was amazing.
Terrifying.
It was amazing.
It was nice if we didn't decide to go at 7 o'clock at night when it was getting dark.
Whose idea was that?
Yours!
Fuck. No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
Mm.
Anyway. Yeah. There's also not a lot of women serial killers, which I think is interesting. Always men. Not always. Mostly men. I know. There's one woman on this list, Eileen. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce her last name out of respect, even though she's a serial killer.
Yeah, what respect do you need to give her?
Eileen
None.
Warnos. I've never heard of her before.
In the Appalachian Mountains, there was a cannibal tribe for the longest time, I thought.
Was there?
Yeah.
I don't know. We didn't really think this far after the Ted Bundy question. I know when we were talking about topics for the podcast, you said that we would do, like, research for this topic specifically, and we didn't do any of that. So, I don't know. Serial killers are really interesting. Here we go. Here's a topic. We were talking about this kind of in my college composition class. What do you think is, like... What makes serial killers such a, like, not a trend, but, like, an interesting phenomenon that we are interested in and want to engage in and stuff like that? Like, what do you think is the reason that we're so interested in serial killers?
Because we don't understand them. We don't understand what makes them click. Why they kill so many people and don't feel remorse.
We kind of do. I mean, I kind of do, but that's because I just wrote a paper on it for another class.
No, like...
I know what you're saying.
We feel remorse for the people who died.
Mm-hmm.
They don't.
No.
They're just, they're dead.
It's a actual mental disorder. Did you know that? Antisocial personality disorder is I don't want to say the leading cause of serial killers, but it's a common mental illness among serial killers. It's basically like people have no regard for themselves. So they'll have like self-harm tendencies. They have no regard for others, so they'll like drive really fast and they'll like weave, stuff like that. They don't feel remorse, they don't feel empathy. So, but I mean, with mental illness, it's different in everyone. So it's kind of like Ted Bundy. You know, I don't know. Maybe he had it. I don't know if he did or not.
I don't know.
But I don't know what I was gonna say. What?
In the 1930s, author James Kurtzman claims that reports from the 30s indicated that residents of the Appalachian Mountains practiced an ritualistic cannibalism during which cannibals ate parts of their dead relatives in order to honor them.
That's interesting.
And Appalachia is not far from us.
No, we're pretty close to the
Appalachian Mountains.
Yeah, is that how you're supposed to say it?
Appalachia?
Yeah.
Well, it's Appalachia, Appalachian.
Yeah, I've always heard Appalachian Mountains. I'm not saying that to be rude. I was just curious if that was how
I
you
always
say
call
it
them
or not.
Appalachian Mountains. Like,
I don't know. Let's see what Google has to say.
also in the Appalachian Mountains, there's the legend of the Mothman.
Oh, is that where that comes from?
I think so. I just think the Mothman comes from, the surrounding states of Appalachia have a lot of, like, lore and, like, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like the Mothman, Bigfoot.
Oh, it's up by Pittsburgh.
The Appalachian Mountains? Yeah.
Huh. I didn't know that.
So I need to learn her geography.
Geography was not my strong suit in school.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, don't speak slow to me. Appalachian. Oh, you're right. Appalachian. That's weird. I've always said Appalachian. I wonder if that's just like a, like where I grew up type of thing.
Probably.
Because where I'm from, in the city, well, I don't know. It's more vowels. Like, I would make fun of my friend because she'd be like, ow. Like, she would really accentuate.
Ow.
But that's also a Jersey thing, too, and she was from Jersey.
Oh.
It depends, I guess. But, yeah, she'd be like, I don't know. I used to make fun of her all the time, but...
Oh, wait.
Oh, wait.
So, occasionally starving people have reported to cannibalism for survival necessities. The classical adequate recording numerous references to cannibalism during siege starvations. You know what sieges are? On cities. So basically, in the medieval ages, like, you know how there's a castle and like there'd be walls around it. The enemy would sit in front of like the only way in and out of your city, and they will sit there and they'll watch your people and you fall apart.
Wow. That's interesting.
Most of the highborns don't stay alive.
Really?
More recent, well-documented examples include the SS sinking. Oh, a sinking ship in the 1820s, the Donner Party in 1846 and
the Donner
1847.
Party. You and my mom were just talking about that, weren't you?
Yeah.
I haven't heard about that.
So, during the gold rush,
I don't know what that
was. You don't know what the gold rush was? So,
no. History was another one that wasn't my strong suit.
When we bought the Louisiana Purchase from, I think it was the Spanish.
I think so.
I think it was the Spanish. A lot of people moved westward. There was one way to get there. Everybody knew that way, and they'd go in a pack. They'd always start in April and go, no, I think they started in summer.
So we migrated?
Yeah, we migrated. But the Donner Party, because they always stick together, I guess try to find their own way to California.
Oh.
And they got stuck
Didn't end too well for them.
They got stuck in the mountains because they took a wrong turn somewhere, and they died. And the first thing they killed were their horses.
And ate them.
Ate them, and then they started eating each other.
Interesting.
Just survive. They ended up not surviving. They all died.
Oh, I was gonna say, was there any that survived?
No, they all died.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Live and learn.
They're dead. How are they supposed to learn?
I don't know. Maybe they, in their afterlife, they learned something. I don't know.
About cannibalism?
Maybe. But that was going to be my next question, because this is also something we've talked about. Maybe this isn't okay to say. What do you think people taste like? Not that we would ever eat someone. Chicken?
Chicken. Well, your brain cannot physically deal with eating human flesh.
Really?
You would go fucking crazy.
Oh, is it like that zombie virus thing, kind of? It's not like... No, it's... Oh, what is it called? I can't... Oh.
I know what you're talking about, but it mainly happens in deer.
Yeah. That's what... Yeah, when deer eat... What do they eat? It's like a mutation.
Yeah, it's like a mutation fuck-up.
Yeah, because do you remember that scare? The zombie deer scare in...
Pennsylvania?
Yeah, was that... I can't remember if that was...
It happens every year.
Before I moved. I think it was before I moved, because
Yeah.
I remember talking about it with Cody. But he was, like, terrified. And I was like... The fuck are we gonna do about it? It's... I don't know. It's interesting.
It was basically... I think it was like an illness in the water.
Mm.
And when the deer drank the water, they got sick, and they started looking like zombies. Quote unquote zombies.
They start like deteriorating, right?
Yeah, they start rotting from the inside out.
Yeah.
And that's why they really didn't want people hunting that year, because they didn't know what they had.
Yeah, in the meat. Makes sense. There's a lot of, yeah. I don't know, it's kind of just turned into like talk about scary stuff now, but that's okay. I don't know. What I was going to say.
I got you, babe.
Hmm?
I got you, babe.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, cannibalism just scares me.
Cannibalism is scary. I think if it came down to it, where like I had the option to eat, like if we're in like a zombie apocalypse, me and my family, gotta survive, I would just starve to death. I wouldn't eat any of them.
I'd eat you.
You'd eat me?
Yeah.
I don't know if I should take that as a compliment or not. I'm gonna take it as a compliment for the sake of the podcast. Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that.
I just don't want to die. That's my thing.
Well, you're gonna die either way.
Okay, but if
So
I can
it's
like
really
prolong that dying, then
You're gonna prolong death
yeah
and suffer.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's any like stuff online about eating people and what
Can
it would
you
do to
not Google that?
Why?
Do you want the FBI on your trail?
I don't care. The FBI sees enough already on my phone, so. What? I'm just gonna say it. What would happen? Didn't catch that. Try speaking again. Well, you cut me off before I could fucking speak. So, what would happen if we ate human people? If we ate human. Cannibalism, a health warning. Here's what happens to your body when you eat human meat. Let's find out.
You're going on the dark web, Kayla.
No, I'm not. This is on Esquire.
What's Esquire?
I don't know. It's like a sports something or other. I love the subline here that says, "Spoiler, you might die."
You might die. Well,
that's what it says. It said here. It's the title is "Here's what happens to your body when you eat human meat." Spoiler, you might die. So there you go. There's your spoiler. You might die. This doesn't have any...
You basically throw up. That's basically what's going to happen. You throw up. Your body cannot digest human flesh.
This... Okay. This Esquire sucks.
Really gonna love this one.
Probably. My mom should have sat in for this one. 7 surprising facts about cannibalism. Here we go. From Vox.
Why are we Googling this shit?
Because you wanted to have a serial killer episode. Humans are mostly hardwired against cannibalism, but not always. There's a good biological reason why. Cannibalism is taboo in virtually every culture. Eating other humans can make you sick. Specifically, eating the brain of another human can cause crude, a brain disease that's similar to mad cow disease. Crude occurs because our brains contain prions that transmit the disease. Symptoms begin with trembling and end in death.
Me too.
What's surprising, though, is that this isn't always the case. Among anthropologists, the 4 people in Papua New Guinea are known for cannibalism. Up until the late 1950s, they ate the bodies of relatives to cleanse their spirits. Thousands of 4 contracted Kuru and died. Kuru actually comes from the 4 word for shaking. But not all of them fell victim to the disease. Over the last 200 years, some 4 have also developed a genetic mutation that protects them from the prions that transmit Kuru. So basically, if you eat people for long enough, you get protected from the crude disease, and you don't go mad cow. What is mad cow disease? I don't know.
Yeah, I'll Google it for you. You go fucking crazy.
I'll keep reading. Animals are wow, words are hard tonight. Animals are also mostly hardwired against cannibalism, but not always. Didn't know that. That's interesting considering that, like, is it praying mantis that they eat the male?
Yes,
The female will eat the male after.
Yeah.
Cannibalism was named after people who might not have been cannibals. Okay, I don't care about that fact. Cannibalistic rituals could be surprisingly complex. Don't care about that either. These aren't that interesting. Cannibalism was practiced in colonial America.
Yeah. Surprisingly. Not surprisingly.
In colonial Jamestown.
Jamestown's in PA.
I was going to say, that sounds like somewhere in PA.
Mad cow disease, do you want to know what that is?
Yes, I do.
So, a brain disorder in adult cattle that may be spread to human through diseased meat. Human may acquire this disorder by eating diseased meat products when it comes from cattle. The disorder is really long name, insert here. Disease and ultimately leads to dementia and death, but the condition is very rare.
Dementia, that's scary. What was that long word disease? Oh yeah, I'm not even gonna attempt that either.
It's German.
I don't know. I don't know. Interesting. 1609.
So basically, it just eats the nerve tissue of the brain and spinal cord.
In humans or in animals? In cows?
They'll both die.
Interesting.
Like, you're gonna die from mad cow. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Apparently the Donner Party wasn't solely about cannibalism.
Yeah, also wasn't don't go off the fucking path.
When most people think of cannibalism in America, they probably think of the Donner Party, which we talked about. They were the travelers. What's surprising, however, is contemporary accounts of the trip focus less on the lurid accounts of cannibalism and more on the breadth, what is with all of these hard words, of hardship that the party endured. As Donner Party historian Kristen Johnson notes, they have specific historians for these things. Mm-hmm. Is that how that works? Mm-hmm. Out of the more than 300 newspaper articles about the Donner Party published in 1847, the most common headline is a variation of "From California." ... A mere 7 headlines contain the word cannibalism. Accounts tended to highlight the fact that the party only resorted to cannibalism after eating boiled animal bones, hides, and even a beloved dog, Uno. What's more, many people were just as interested in legends about the Donner Party's buried treasure as they were in the cannibalism. In the 1890s, a Sacramento newspaper reported that treasure rumors made the people of Truckee, California, feverish with excitement and included discoveries that would delight the heart of a I don't know that word. Numismat. What is that last word? Numismatis?
Where?
What is that word?
I don't know.
I've never seen that before. Google, define it for me. How do I say this? I don't know how to say this. It's a specialist in numismatics. I don't know what that means. Collectors. They're collectors.
Why can't we have just said collectors?
Delight the heart of a collector. I know. Why did they have to use such a big word? The treasure
Big
was
words,
probably a
big
myth,
word.
but it shows that the story was considered far more complicated and less purely shocking than it is today. This feels like I'm just reading bullshit. Cannibalism was sometimes used as a medical treatment. That's interesting.
Just
There
like venom from a specific spider was
is
also used as medical stuff.
I've heard
Yet
about
we
that.
pump ourselves. Never mind.
Watch what you say on the podcast. That makes me think though of my psychology class this morning. We were talking about mental health treatments, and she was talking about, I can't remember what the word was, but it's basically like you go to the doctor and they induce seizures so that you lose memories of like bad stuff. But there's obviously a risk
That's
of losing
fucked up.
memories of other stuff too. And my professor was telling me that like she knows people that have done it and like they loved it and they loved the procedure. Apparently it's really popular in America, which I found really interesting because I've never heard
I
of it
would
before.
never do that. My brain just blocks out bad memories.
Yeah,
itself.
I was talking with my friend about it, and I hate calling her my friend. We were talking about it, and I told her, I was like, I couldn't do something like that. Like, I don't care how bad my trauma is, or like, I don't care how bad whatever it is that I went through was. I wouldn't want to risk losing my memories.
Right.
Like, your brain will naturally block that out at some point. I mean, it depends. I don't know. I love how we went from serial killer to cannibalism to trauma, but that's just how our conversations go. But yeah, at some point your brain will block out traumatic experiences and you won't be able to remember them as clearly as when they happen. That's just how memories work in general.
That's a good idea.
What's a good idea?
Not remembering.
It is. Which reminds me, this is definitely off topic from what we were originally talking about, and we should end the podcast soon. I know, we can never have a straightforward conversation. But I saw a tweet. What are we at? What time are we at?
36 minutes.
36 minutes.
37.
I saw this tweet, and I don't know. I don't want to, like, bash on the person who made the tweet, because I understand that trauma is different for everyone. But she basically was like, why couldn't I have the trauma where my brain blocks it out? Why do I have to keep reliving my traumatic experiences?
Because like me mom said, it makes the person that you are today.
And yes, and I don't know, I kind of like got offended. Not like offended, I don't get offended by things, but I was kind of like, I guess hurt by the tweet, because I was like, how can you wish that you had a different trauma? You know, like that doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. Everyone handles trauma differently.
You just had a different way of coping with it.
Exactly. Like, I don't know. My trauma is like there are a good couple years that I just don't remember anything like at all. But then there's stuff that I do remember that was traumatic that like I just can't get rid of. So it's like a mix of both. Like I don't know how I don't want to word this wrong. I just don't understand how this person could have tweeted. And then like all the replies were like, OMG, me too. I would switch in a heartbeat. And I was like, why are we talking about switching trauma like it's fucking changing your outfit from day to day?
Or
like,
eating candy.
Like it's not, I don't know.
We should make cake tomorrow.
We can make a cake tomorrow. But I don't know. It's interesting. But like my grandmother said, like me mom said, everyone just handles stuff differently.
And that makes us who we are today.
And that makes us who we are today.
That's probably one of the most inspirational things my mom has said.
Yeah, that is definitely one of the most inspirational things. Yeah. I didn't have anywhere else I was going with that. I love her too.
Why'd you say it like that?
I don't know.
I love you.
I mean, she's my grandmom, so of course I love her, but back to cannibalism being a medical treatment, because I think that's interesting. And I've never heard of it before. Have you heard of it being used as a medical treatment?
I know they used to do it down in like South America to like Make sure their harvest was good.
Really?
No, they just kill people. Whoops, sorry.
Oof.
Same thing.
Yeah, I mean,
We still killing people.
yeah.
So
There are
I
many.
came up with an uncomfortable realization.
What? We kill people?
Ooh, no.
What?
I was gonna make it cute, but like I tell you this all the time.
Huh?
There is no such thing as a lady butterfly.
As a what?
A baby butterfly.
We're not getting into that on this episode. If you want, I can add it to the notes.
Or an adult caterpillar.
We're not getting into this on this podcast. That's just evolution, baby. That's
not even evolution.
Yes, it is.
They go into a cocoon.
They start as larvae. Whatever.
They start as babies. Yep.
Larva.
They be squished in their hands.
And then they go in the cocoon and they grow wings and they become butterflies.
That's not evolution.
Yes, it is.
Evolution is like when we came out from apes.
Then what is it? Am I using the wrong word?
Yeah, you're using the wrong word.
What is the word that I want to use?
I don't remember the word.
It's not evolution, but it's pretty fucking close. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. The circle of life. There you go. What? What?
How come there's no Neanderthals left?
Because we all evolved.
No, we killed them.
And that too. I mean, that's what we... Never mind. That is what we do best. Is kill.
Like, we can't...
And set a hierarchy for everyone. Tell me I'm wrong.
Okay, you're not wrong. But... we physically cannot look at something that looks like us.
No, we can't. Our brains can't handle it.
That's why when you're looking in the mirror, you start to see, like, disformations in your body. And you're looking at yourself. Because, like, I'm always telling you, like, my one eye's always droopy.
Yeah, I don't notice it at all.
I notice it. Like, I don't know if it's just, like, something that my brain's like, hey, dumbass, like,
right,
your eye's droopy. Don't be retarded.
Don't use that word.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to bleep it out. Don't worry.
Don't be dumb.
But, yeah, that kind of goes into another topic I have of irrational fears for a different episode.
Don't even get me fucking started because I will not go get a shot now because of it.
I know. But, what the fuck were we just talking about? Oh my god. Caterpillars, evolution. Not evolution, but we can't think of the real word.
Because we dumb.
No, we were talking about something. Oh my god, I was going to say something.
Medical cannibalism.
Oh yeah, I never finished that. But there was something else too. I don't know. Medical cannibalism. There are many...
That's going to be true, though.
What, medical cannibalism?
Yeah.
It kind of rolls off the tongue really well. Medical cannibalism.
Let's not say that and act like we didn't.
There are many horrifying examples of cannibalism in Europe throughout history, but one of the most bizarre is that cannibalism was occasionally seen as a remedy. To pick an example, in Germany from the 1600s to the 1800s, executioners often had a bizarre side job that supplemented their income, selling leftover body parts as medicine.
That's fucked.
Yeah, apothecaries. Doesn't surprise me that it was in Germany, though. Shout out to the Germans.
Why would you do that? Now they're going to get offended, and now we're going to get canceled.
Oh, my God.
Congratulations, Kayla.
Whatever.
We're on episode 2 of our podcast.
And we're canceled. I don't know. Apothecaries regularly stocked fat, flesh, and bone. Don't make a bad joke. Don't ruin this anymore than I already have. As described in Kathy Stewart's Defiled Trades and Social Outcasts.
Me too.
Human fat was sold as a remedy for broken bones, sprains, and arthritis.
I got some arthritis.
Do you? You've told me. I remembered.
I'm 20 years old and got arthritis.
You are 20. Usually...
Let's talk about the guy today.
What?
The guy at the fucking bar.
No. Usually this human fat was rubbed as a balm, not eaten. Ew. However, but I guess that kind of makes sense because don't they use They use whale fat, right? Or like the blubber. They use something as like I don't know. I've definitely heard of that before, though. I'm not wrong.
We use the blubber, though.
The
We used
blubber.
to.
Yeah, not anymore. I guess.
Blubber. That's a really fucking weird name. The blubber.
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 However, apothecaries regularly stocked fat, flesh, and bone, and there are also examples of a human skull being ground into a fine powder that would take you for fucking ever,
No, it wasn't.
and mixed with liquid to treat epilepsy. That treatment may sound strange, but remember that eating placenta has become a modern day health fad. Okay. Most of the time,
I would never eat my placenta.
yeah, me either. Most of the time, the popular verdict on cannibalism is clear: don't do it. But occasionally, what's cannibalism and what isn't has been surprisingly hard to define. How is cannibalism hard to define?
You eat people.
You eat people. Where
But
is this? Where is the fine line between cannibalism and not cannibalism?
The teeth count?
Yes. Well, no. Okay, it depends. Are they not in the body anymore?
No, they're not in the body anymore.
Then no. I would say it doesn't, because then it's just rotting.
If you like, I feel
enamel.
like these serial killers really are so fucking dumb. You want to know why?
The teeth.
The pigs. They get rid of everything except for the teeth. What you do is...
I feel like I've heard this so many times lately in my life. It's starting to feel like deja vu.
That, like, you grind that shit into a powder and you put it in with your flour. Or somebody else's...
Teeth?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Ain't gonna fucking know. Who's gonna know?
No one. I've just never heard of that before.
Or another thing that they did really wrong was, like, you dig a 12-foot hole, put the body in at 12 feet, cover up to 6, put a dead animal, and then an endangered plant on top of it.
Why?
They can't touch it.
They can't touch it?
And if they can touch it, they have a hound. The hound's they're only gonna sniff out the dead animal.
You know what's funny? Me and Mom were just talking about that the other day. I believe the max depth that what are they called? Bloodhound? No. Whatever. The canine bloodhounds is like 15 feet. After that, they can't sniff out any bodies.
Yeah, but why would you want to dig a 15-foot hole?
If you don't want to get caught, you would...
Yeah, but if you put a dead fucking animal carcass on top of it,
I might be wrong. I don't know. You're right, though. That is smart to put like a dead animal on top. But then they might keep digging if it's too close to the body. And then they find both.
6 foot.
6 feet?
Yeah, 6
but
foot between each other.
How deep can a bloodhound sniff? That sounds weird to ask Google. Bloodhounds have been known to follow... Okay, shut up, whore. I'm reading. Bloodhounds have been known to follow a scent trail for more than 130 miles. Well, that's not what I want to know.
How deep?
Thank you. That's what I said. How deep can a bloodhound sniff?
Into the earth.
God. In Spanish? In the ground. What the fuck? In Spanish. That's what it said when I typed in.
You should take
I was wrong. This says 40 feet. So...
Hit the earth's crust. Hit the center. Yeah, but there's also stuff called, the mafia used to use it all the fucking time.
Wait.
Okay, so basically what the mafia used to do a lot of the times was put you in shoes.
I was right. I'm sorry to cut you off. It is 15 feet. I don't know where that 40 feet came from.
Who knows?
Cadaver dogs have a 95% accuracy rate of anything 15 feet and shallower.
But...
Go ahead.
So the mafia, the Italian mafia, ran out of New York. They used to put you in shoes and then pour wet cement and wait till it dries and then throw you in the fucking ocean.
Yeah.
And watch you drown.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a bad idea. And the only person that they found so far was in 2016.
What, like at the bottom of the ocean?
Yeah, and there's
where did the bodies go?
They just deteriorate.
That's scary. Add that to my irrational fears list. Being caught by the mafia,
The mafia is no longer,
and killed. And
it's around, but it's not around.
Yeah, it's not as prominent anymore. I don't know. We better watch what we say. Ooh.
It's like Selena all over again.
Selena.
You don't know who Selena is?
Selena, the Spanish singer?
Yeah.
What happened?
No, she got shot.
I kind of knew, but I didn't.
They killed her for her money.
Really? That's interesting. This is unrelated, kind of. Do you watch BuzzFeed Unsolved?
No.
Really?
Kinda.
I love BuzzFeed Unsolved.
I used to. Now I think they're annoying.
Really?
Don't drag me.
I don't know. Ryan kind of annoys me a little bit. Shane
one?
is hilarious. Ryan's the
Who's Ryan?
The small Asian one that's scared of everything. What? I'm just saying his ethnicity. I'm not being racist.
Good, I'm making sure.
I'm not racist.
I'm on racist gaydar.
I'm racist lockdown. Because we were talking about it too much earlier. But yeah. Ryan annoys me a little bit. And the way he talks is kind of funny. But Shane is hilarious, I think. Yeah. Love BuzzFeed Unsolved. Do you watch a lot of the like horror documentaries that are on Netflix? Did you watch the one about Chris Watts?
No.
Oh, made me cry like a bitch.
We should watch some BuzzFeed Unsolved.
I fucking love BuzzFeed Unsolved. I think
TV.
I'm all caught up, to be honest.
Doesn't mean you can't rewatch them.
I think there's like one episode that I haven't seen of the new season. I know. I rewatch them all the time. I can't fall asleep with the TV on though.
I know you can.
Not anymore. Blame my headaches. My light sensitive eyes.
Headaches.
My headaches.
My headaches.
I guess that's it. We don't really have anything else to talk about.
No. Just don't be a cannibal.
Don't be a cannibal. Don't be a serial killer. We don't live in PA if you come looking for us to kill us. We live in Alaska, the number one state that has serial killers. No, I'm kidding.
I live in Nevada.
The second state that has serial killers, the second highest state. Yeah. Don't touch my feet. Don't touch me like that.
Well, it's not your fault.
So, yeah.
But
this was a good episode, I think. We're a little more tired than normal. Conversation was a little hard. Colby's looking at me really fucking funny.
Well, because yesterday I was in bed by 6 o'clock and out.
I know. We're gonna wrap up and go to bed. And don't look at me like that.
Yeah. You should know better than that. We ain't going to bed right away.
No.
You're going to sit there and flip through TikTok.
Yeah. But, yeah.
Okay.
Stay safe.
Don't
die.
Stay
healthy. Watch out for serial killers. Now that we have 2 episodes, I can start posting, so we won't be too behind.
You should have posted last Saturday.
I should have posted this week, but I didn't. I wasn't sure if our schedule would allow for us to record again. But now we'll be a week ahead, so we're good. I'll post the first episode this week. So yeah, it's only a week behind because we filmed the first one, on the 2nd? April 2nd, I believe.
I don't know.
So it's been it's been 10 days because today's the 12th, the 13th? I don't know what day it is.
I don't know.
Anyway, we'll start posting. Woohoo! We'll have 3 viewers. My mom, Colby's mom, 4 viewers. My mom, Colby's mom, and then 2 of our friends. I'm not going to say their names. We're going to leave names out of the podcast. Well, I'm sure, I don't know. I'll leave names
We'll
out.
get there eventually.
I just don't want to make anyone uncomfortable, that's all. So, we'll be ambiguous. Using big words.
Surprised you know that word.
Fuck you. I know a lot of words.
You are in college, so I hope so.
I would hope so.
What?
So, yeah. Stay safe.
Don't die.
Don't die. Wear your mask. Wash your hands.
Use hand sanitizer and
Use hand
don't
sanitizer.
and be careful of the coyotes out there.
And until next time, I don't remember how we ended the last episode. I think we
Goodbye.
just said bye.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Don't die.